Okay, hi everybody. We are here for a post-match analysis of which one was this? Which game was it? 200
Monthly two-player knockout,
Alright,
February 2024.
that one. And here we are with newly first first man on the Elo ranking. Congratulations, Block.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Block, is it that your first time when you are first the best player in innovation, or
Yes,
had
in
this?
fact,
Yeah.
before 2024, the best that I had been was, I think, fifth.
Mm.
And my best rating was 647. And then I've been on a big streak in 2024. I mean, so I've been to several finals at this point, but also I think I've had like a 95% success rate in my games
Wow.
lately, and so I got third place and second place and then master and now first place. So it's a really nice nice streak that I'm on right now. I'm very happy with it. But I'm sure it's going to come to an end very soon.
I bet the troll is already thinking how to get the throne back.
Well, I would like to say that I'm responsible for some of the 5% that the Block didn't manage to win. So.
Yeah. Yep, probably.
So let's see. What's happening? Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so I started with city states, metalworking. I think metalworking is what did you have, Block?
Masonry and tools.
Yeah, not the greatest starting hand for you. Mine was pretty good. So yeah, I also would open with masonry exactly because it stops metalworking and the wheel.
Yeah, and I considered melding tools just in case you had another castle, but most likely if you had another castle, it would be more powerful. So I figured I would just try to get the castles for masonry. And I happened to be very, very, very lucky that the cards that I drew were all castles.
So you're recording right now, right?
I'm not.
I'm recording.
Stop the stream? Okay.
So okay, so well, I played city state and used metalworking. I got agriculture.
Yeah, and every dud that you get increases my odds of getting the castles I need. Yeah.
And what did you draw? Do you remember?
I think the next card was either the wheel or I think the wheel, and then I got
It was
mysticism.
archery. Archery was first, and then the wheel and mysticism.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
As always, I'm following along from the other perspective.
Thanks, Gabe. So, okay, so this is a wheel, or you said Gabriel, or mysticism?
This
The
was
wheel first, and then mysticism.
Okay.
So mysticism was my fourth.
Yes. So I mean, okay. I get pottery.
You were happy with that?
Yes, I was happy with that. And like I thought for a moment, should I meld some leaves just in case you have clothing? But I thought since I had everything to score, I thought it would be fine even if you get 2 points.
Right. I would probably do the same thing. I mean, I would have one meld and then one use of clothing, and then you would pretty much shut me down with agriculture and pottery.
So, okay, so here comes masonry, which I was a bit surprised by. Okay, that was fast.
Yeah,
Quick as possible.
And every color. Yeah. And now I was hoping to mysticism clothing and have some nice little tempo advantage on scoring. But I got yet another castle.
And what's the other card?
Sailing.
Sailing. Okay, yeah.
Mhm. Well, so here I was worried about clothing, so I just melded everything. And the idea was then I can use agriculture, return code of laws, and start exploiting safe metalworking again.
And I assume that since you didn't meld clothing,
Yes.
or I thought you didn't have clothing, and so maybe that last
Mhm.
one was clothing, but it was not.
I gave you cards. I think it was good. I mean, tools was not particularly useful in this position. I mean, unless you want to return the cards and slow down pottery. And then you got math. So yeah, so
since I had like big drawing ability, I was tempted to not use math right away on the 2s. I thought, well, we'll get to the 3s fast enough, and then maybe I should use math then. But I also didn't want to eliminate all the small cards for pottery, so
thanks.
I wasn't sure. Yeah. And then here you were just being so annoying with the return of agriculture and then metalworking, and I couldn't do anything about it. So yeah.
And this is a nice trick. I didn't know that, and we were talking about it that we learned something new. At least I learned, but I think or the commentators also, that you have agriculture and the metalworking, and you don't have enough castles. You can use this trick to irritate your opponent and increase your chances for getting a score.
You can even do a little bit of it with pottery, if you return the cards correctly. But
yeah, it's just a bit difficult to like you have to return. You need to have a lot of cards in your hand, and then like some.
Right, but you get 2 from sharing metalworking.
Yeah. No, I know, but just with agriculture, it's so much easier.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, so enjoy.
And then you got very lucky too with the castles being in clusters, both in the 2s and the 3s. I was not happy with that. Yeah, so as soon as that happened, I was like, well, I should
time for math.
Yeah, time for math, but I have to get a 3. And I really considered doing mysticism here because I was like, oh, what's the chance that it's going to be a blue 3? And I'm glad that I did not do mysticism because the first 3 was translation, and that would have stopped my engine entirely.
So you draw, and then mathematics. Oh no, paper. Oh.
Yeah, paper just to get to the 4s.
Yeah, the 4. Yeah. Here I repeat the same annoying trick again. I thought I wouldn't need calendar at any point.
Yeah, and I was going to cover up math. Yeah.
So I thought that this was a bit of a strange play from my perspective, Thomas, in the sense that if I'm you in this situation, like then I'm like, I've got a pretty good lead in score. I probably get the 1, probably get the 2, maybe I get the 3, but that is going to make Block a little more desperate. He's going to be using mathematics. We see paper. Like, if I'm you, I'm looking for machinery. We know now that machinery wasn't available, but by doing this, you're like running the risk of scoring machinery. What can you talk about your thought process?
Yeah, no, so I agree, but the other, like my problem with that is like like metalworking can help me go through the deck quickly. In the sense that like
so you want to catch up, you want to get to the 4s, whatever.
Yes, like my hope was okay, like was like I get score, the decks disappear. It is true that, and also because the alternative is just start drawing basically.
Well, pottery, I don't know.
Yeah, but pottery sort of you're killing half of the. and it is as fast as drawing, basically.
Mhm.
So like,
And
yes.
yeah, go ahead. Mhm.
No, I just my idea was just trying to like get points and go as fast as possible.
Gabriel, you said that I was thinking that the machinery only it can allow you to steal cards from the hand. So the danger of machinery, of course, could be real there, but block would just play mathematics and do not keep all any higher cards in hand. So machinery could work, but yeah, there's no guarantee that you will use it efficiently.
Yeah,
So
I totally
what's the
agree.
other solution? Yeah.
I guess like what I think of in this context is that because mathematics is so chaotic, you don't have a
Yes.
lot of control. So like you might then, if you're afraid of machinery, you have to play something with crowns and make yourself vulnerable to enterprise. You might have to play something with light bulbs, make yourself vulnerable to societies, something with leaves, make yourself vulnerable to compass. By having machinery, you put pressure on like what the opponent can do when they're in that chaotic situation with mathematics. So I guess like, you know, I don't think, you know, it's not like, oh, this is like a terrible play from Thomas or anything. Just it was a different line than I would have taken in that situation, and so I was curious to understand the thinking. And I think the explanation was clear.
And also another, yeah, I agree. Machinery is one option. The other option is to go big on crowns and use something like Compass Enterprise. So, but those are basically, or like banking later. So like it is true that's one option, but it was not the only option. And my hope at this point was still like I get to 6 and the game ends.
Yeah.
So. And yeah,
So at this point, you know that in the threes, there's maybe machinery left out of things with castles. So now metalworking is not necessarily that useful to you.
But it is in this position, it still gives me like removes 3 cards from the deck every time I use it, which is not necessarily bad. Like, I mean, to catch up can be a like
right. And I mean, at this point, you're really close on score to getting age 4 as well, and I have nothing. So it's definitely you have a comfortable position. You know.
Yeah, well, I was happy, and then my heart got shattered in this move.
Yep.
We see that from the comment you wrote. Like, no.
What 4 did you get, by the way?
It was not gunpowder. If it was gunpowder, I would have melted gunpowder.
It was invention.
It was invention,
Yeah, okay.
which I don't need at all at this point. Yeah.
You don't want more splay to the right? You can use papers, get some. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and then
and so you said no, and I said everything will burn.
Yes.
Yes.
So a block here. Here's the question for you at this point. Well, so you here you have 0 score, yeah, and you have 2 basically paths. One was to go even higher for higher cards, and the second was to try to catch the score with call, and you choose the second option. So what was your strategy for this moment here?
So I thought, okay, unfortunately I don't have very many cards down in the green, yellow, and purple suits. But that's also kind of a good thing. Like if I tuck a purple 5, then I can score mysticism and the purple 5, and that's 6 points with 1 action. So I thought I hopefully will get things fast enough to get to age 4 first, and at the very least to age 5 first. And I had to do something about that, because if I just keep letting him build up score with pottery, he's gonna get age 4 and then age 5, and then all he needs is something like wonder, which is very hard to stop, or some other nice special achievement, and I'd be dead. So I really had to take at least one of the ages away from him, and I needed to have a score at some point, especially if later on I went to mathematics and I started to tempt the high cards and maybe winning on score. I needed to have a score to win with. So and I also I'd be uncovering the 5s, and some of them might be useful. And so I thought it was overall a potentially good plan.
So I guess if that wouldn't be call, the first 5 you melt, you probably still would go higher, yeah?
Yes, I would have
So-
continued with math. The 6s are definitely juicy. If I got the 5 and it wasn't coal, and then I drew coal, I would maybe stop and meld coal.
Yeah.
If you had gotten the pirate code, would you have thought about attacking the pirate code?
Yes. Yes, I would have fed domestication to the pirate code for sure in this
Probably not
situation.
mathematics.
No, I would not get rid of mathematics. But I had sailing and I had a lot of crowns in my hand
Yeah,
actually.
canal building, code of laws, yeah.
Yeah, so pirate code could have definitely let me steal a lot of his score pile. That would have been a good card too.
So Thomas, question for you.
Mhm.
Obviously seeing Cole there is maybe the worst 5 to see come out, if not the worst, close to the worst. I don't know.
Yeah, I felt betrayed, to be honest. Like, Cole should be mine.
so-
I'm very possessive. Yes.
At this point, were you thinking at all about is there a path where I can force engineering to cover Cole?
Yes. It was exactly what I was trying to do.
Okay.
That was exactly what I was
I guess
trying
we'll
to do.
we'll see why that didn't work a little bit later, I guess.
Yeah. But
we
I just want to.
we didn't know that you had engineering in hand, so I think
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about that as a possibility. We talked about the possibility of something covering, but I don't think we knew where engineering was or if it was even in the game.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you were thinking about doing an optics share with
Yes,
me?
like when I saw the pirate code under call, I was really thinking like, come on, don't get rid of
let's
any.
get there. Let's get there.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to add something to what Block said about the strategy at this point. So I definitely agree with him that if you are in this position, of course you can keep going up with math, but as he said, there is a risk that you lose 6-0. So I think by doing call, you gain a lot of things, in the sense that he can get four. The moment he gets 4 and 5, the game doesn't end until age 7 or 8, and then you have math and you are the one ahead. I think because you can jump up, and also you play, which gives you more icon in the late game. So I totally agree with Block. If you get called in this position, then you aim at getting age 4 or age 5 out of the way for your opponent. So
makes sense.
And also, I mean, I was trying to run through the 5s so that I wouldn't have to use math on a 5 and risk covering up math with encyclopedia, for example.
For instance. Yeah. Okay. So here.
So at this point, thwol has 18 points, and the first achievement was kind of late right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had to achieve
just
the
my
first
style.
one.
Yeah. I had to, basically.
Yeah.
And then Yes, so here you use call, and were you
And
thinking about the share of optics, or
absolutely, I did not want mass to get covered
yeah, yeah.
or coal to get covered, so I broke the
yeah,
crown
nice,
tie.
nice,
Yeah.
nice, very nice. Then more points. Yeah, so here I achieved. Yeah, here we're basically like just waiting to see what call was going to give you. Like there wasn't one.
Right. Right.
So can you talk about what you were thinking there with Compass?
So I hadn't seen any green fives yet, and I was thinking, well, I'd rather score rather than a single green five. I was like, I'll score the green five and compass. And on top of that, I still didn't know what his three was. I think I was worried about him having machinery and then stealing compass, and then that would be annoying later on because he had the crown advantage if I started using math and I got a high card with leaves on it. So I wanted compass in my score pile as well.
So like listening to the conversation about like being worried about optics, this seems a little risky to me because like what if we haven't seen societies yet, right? So what if you
No, society was
No, I
just
just scored it.
Oh,
I
you
just
just scored
scored
it. Okay, okay,
societies.
okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little bit behind you. So yeah, okay, then I guess no. What about astronomy? If you get astronomy, then what happens?
Then I think I misplayed.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Where is astronomy when you need it?
Yeah, but here somehow you try to mitigate the risk, and the two risk one is like you said, stealing the compass, and then with combination with machinery. But the optics thread is, well, it was just a random card, so there's a still chance that it won't give you any bad card and won't cover mathematics a call. So I guess that the calculation is optics is not that bad. Yeah.
Okay, so, Smoku, that's if you don't play an evil person like me who returns with agriculture engineering, and then you definitely get covered.
Okay, so you returned some. Yeah, but
No, I would have used pottery to put engineering back,
And then back,
engineering.
yeah, that would
remove
work.
two cards, and then so I had it ready. It was just yes, and then second you got steam engine, and yeah, so here I figured you wouldn't get like I still had a chance at h4, so
I mean, more than a chance, right? Like he set himself up so that it's not possible to get 4 with one action.
Yes. So
yeah, so melding compass was maybe I thought I realized that afterwards. I was like, oh, I think I'm just short a tempo to get h4 first as a result. Yeah. I really thought that there was so I think banking never showed up, and that's what I was expecting to come up. And even, I mean, we'll see that in a little bit, but there was one moment where I was counting on banking showing up, and
yes,
it just didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, so here I was hoping in machinery basically. Finally, I got back to the right. So here I was relatively happy with, okay, at least I can go up in age if necessary. And then I needed 3 points, so I think I sacrificed. No, so I said, okay, I will get engineering back just in case something happens with the crowns. And
yeah, and then you had the spare point in case optics
yes.
failed. Yeah.
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 So
And
here,
I had no way to score 7 points here.
yes. So here you use Steam Engine. The idea was try to get more cards for coal to
That's right.
give you points.
Yeah, more fuel for coal.
But it is a little risky, right? Because if those come out at the in the other order, Reformation and Enterprise, then you're sharing optics.
Hmm. But then I would achieve the 4 first. So he had to achieve the 4 first.
So I got navigation. I was lucky, and achieved 4, and then you achieved 5.
No, I waited. Because you
No, I
had
mean,
no way to get to the
no
5.
risk.
sorry, I meant you had enough for 5. But sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
And then you got even more points with statistics.
And so now even if you stole my 2 3s with navigation, I have the 5 for sure.
Yes. So here my idea was use education and try to go up. So I needed a 4 in my score pile. And so I gave up engineering plan because you were not going to.
And so this is like a pivotal moment, right? Like,
Yeah, so here I left that 5 and I achieved the 5 and I thought, wait a second, I don't think I saw machinery. Could he steal? And then I was trying to think to myself, well, is it the worst thing if he steals? I think I can still get to H6 first. With like 2 tucks of coal or something like that.
Yeah, here
Yeah,
I just
but-
thought that if I waited, you were going to just keep scoring with coal and achieve 6, 7, 8, 9, and I would lose. And so I thought something had to happen. And I thought education was a decent bet.
Right. And if coal got covered up by, I mean, so one thing is that it ties us on light bulbs. So if I tried to use mathematics, you would have the opportunity to return your card as well.
Yeah, that was my hope.
Right. And then if coal got covered up, I would have no way to score back to get the 2 points that I would need for H3 for H6. And then you might be able to get H6 pretty easily ahead of me, and that would be a big disaster. So I think this was a risky but reasonably well justified move here with education. But I liked it from my perspective. I was like, thank you for the gift.
Well, I still got H6. I think it partially worked. But also, I wasn't entirely sure you would share. Like I was hoping that, okay, maybe he prefers to get H6 for sure instead of.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah.
But I thought I'm too far behind.
Yeah, no, it made sense. So.
Encyclopedia, what a surprise.
yeah, like imagine you had not shared and then you used math to get to 6. Like,
yep.
Imagine
And
what
actually
game
the 7 that
been.
the 7 that I drew was publication. So there was 2 booby traps in the blue piles in the next 2 ages. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so at this stage, what did you do? Did you use math?
No, I melded measurement so that math wasn't shared.
Yeah. Yes.
So I think that this is also like an interesting choice from my perspective. Like I get that you don't want to let Thomas up in the tech tree too easily, but if he shares it, then you're drawing an 8, and you can do it again and be up in the 9s. You know,
But I
unless
was
you
too
happen to
worried
come.
if he had agriculture or navigation that he would get enough score to get age 7 maybe before me. So I just didn't want to even open that window for him. Yeah.
So how did you
And
feel
yet
getting
he's
socialism? I feel like it's not the 8 that you're hoping for.
That's right. It is definitely, it is like one of the weakest 8s out there. Yeah. I did end up using it though, which was a
Yeah.
surprise, but yeah. Yeah, no, it was not my 8 of choice. Yeah. At least I mean Cole was
how did you
wise.
feel at this point about your chances when the socialist was on the board, and now what were your thoughts?
I mean, I thought I until he did navigation twice and I realized that the numbers didn't add up. I thought, well, at least I have 6 and I can probably draw an 8 and then score socialism and I'll get the 7. So I felt pretty decent at this point, and then I did not feel good after he did navigation twice. Yeah, because then I realized I need 8 points, and the only place to get it
It is
is
banking.
socialism. Yeah, and I thought, okay, there's 2 5s in the pile, but one was one of the ones that got that I returned, which so I knew the bottom one was something was societies, I think. That came from my score pile when we did education. But the top 5, I was like, that's either astronomy or banking. And I would love it if it was banking, because then I would score measurement and banking, and I would get 10 points and achieve the 6. So I did Cole. It was the wrong card. And now I was really uncertain what to do, because I considered scoring measurement. But I would lose the light bulb advantage, and I really wanted to have that. And I also I didn't want to draw an 8 because I realized, wait, you got rid of your 3, so you no longer had machinery. So then I realized it was safe for me to draw an 8, because I had been worried about machinery still, like that you still had it, you just decided education was a better tactic.
So I was thinking,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Just the threat of machinery is always when the opponent has 3 in his or her hands. So there would be a nice, nice trick to keep any 3 in our hands.
Yeah.
Just for the sake
you
of
should. You should.
And I do know players who do that as a bluff, and hold on to a 3. And if you know that player well enough, well, they like to save compass, or they like to save machinery. And so that must be that card. And then
it's feudalism.
Right?
So at this moment, the cards that reveal opponent's hand is useful, to verify what the card is.
That's true.
So
I decided
at this point, did you also consider scoring the reds, scoring Cole and archery, or that didn't it gets rid of your only way of scoring?
Yeah, I at this point was not willing to do that, because that would get rid of my only way of scoring. And yeah, at this point I realized the 6 is out of reach, and I just need to go tech heavy and draw that 8. So
and Thomas, at this point, did you feel like you were behind, ahead, in contention?
So basically I was thinking, okay, I have 6, I need to come up with 1 more. And
what did you feel like was that 1 more? Did you think
well, I had translation.
7?
I had translation. Well, I thought 7 could be a threat. I could use it as a threat, like agriculture some a 6, and then I have a 7 that I can meld, but it looked like I was a bit behind on score for that. Like I needed a bit too many actions. Like I thought that, like without call I would have had call not been on Block's board, I would have had a chance, but like call is too effective in.
Well, at this point, did you have a chance to do any special achievement?
Well,
you
so
meant
my
translation,
long like I had a long-term plan because I had construction in my score pile. And since he was calling everything, and I said, okay, maybe maybe there is a chance that we put translation out, and then he panics, and then maybe there is a hole, and I get construction out, and that works. But I don't know. It was more wishful thinking than anything. Like.
Yeah, we were going through, or I don't know about anyone else. I was going through like can he make translation work? And it seemed like unless you somehow got democracy in hand, there was no way you could make translation work because you couldn't never find a purple.
Yes, the problem was the purple. Yes, I had all the other colors. Just also, I'm not entirely sure if it would have been possible because so the plan was encyclopedia, get rid of like you will see. I think it. I tried something that I never tried before, and so probably I messed it up. But I was trying to do two things at once. Okay, I want to draw a 6, and at the same time I want to free to get rid of 4 because it's not like helping me, and yeah, probably I messed it. Like probably there were better things to do, but so here I just achieved, and then I was trying to say, okay, how do I get the last? And I was hoping Block would keep calling everything,
and Block,
So
were
here-
you afraid of that special achievement from
Well,
thwol?
encyclopedia is so I mean at first I was worried he was going to draw a 6 and agriculture it, get a 7, then encyclopedia meld a 7 or something like that, and try to threaten to get to H7. When he does the trick a little bit, we'll get to it, so I'll comment then. But then I saw the alternate plan, which was that there was some tactics with the 3s, and that worried me quite a bit. But yeah, here I was surprised to find myself with a lead on the leaves.
yeah.
I was 4-3. I was thinking that socialism was going to be shared, and then I realized no, it's not. So that made me very happy, and I was very happy to have a more useful 8 at the top. So and use coal to score 13 points, which would secure H7 for me. This was like perfect play. Perfect alignment of the cards here.
Yes. Yes. And also it sort of spoiled it ruined my dream of construction being useful, because now you had a yellow, and I didn't see you like getting rid of that anytime soon.
Yeah, and it gave me the icons I would need for Empire as well, because it tucked some castles and stuff. So I was really happy with that choice of cards.
And so now, Thomas, what are you thinking about your option? Like 7 is out of reach. The special achievements don't seem very likely. What are you thinking? I mean, are you just like desperate at this point, or do you have a plan?
Yes, I was I was desperate. Like I think I was trying to do too many things at once. So my idea was, so get rid of the 4, and draw a 6, and then hope that that's democracy, more or less.
Hmm.
Then I was thinking, okay, there is a world in which I had compass in my hand, so maybe I can steal a card with leaves, which is high, if it shows up via math or empiricism. And and I have like medicine in my score pile, so maybe I can do something where like I put I put medicine on top of agriculture, and then later I do translation, and if I get democracy, then all this wonderful thing happen, and then I win. But like it was a bit. Honestly, I didn't see a better plan, in the sense, like, I thought at this stage, like, getting rid of a point was probably a mistake because it made block faster in winning, but I didn't see what else to do.
So,
Like, if I just draw agriculture, and maybe get a 9, but like, I don't know, I think it seemed hopeless. Yes,
yeah, so the
block,
first use of education really worried me because you got rid of the 4, and I was like, okay, now you're gonna do encyclopedia meld all of those 3s. And I thought, well, maybe machinery is there, more likely medicine is there, compass
Yeah.
is there. And yeah, I was definitely worried like there was something devious there that I would have to really pay attention to. But yeah, so and then at the same time I had to watch out because you were drawing 6s and then you could feed them into agriculture and then do education or encyclopedia, and potentially if I don't pay close enough attention, you could get age 7 by using encyclopedia to meld a high card, and if you have a high enough score you'd get age 7. Yeah, so the first time you did education worried me. I don't know why you used education a second time.
Well, so that was like part of like I returned medicine. Then I realized you had 2 leaves. Which, oops.
Okay.
Like yeah.
You were going to optics.
So you're gonna
is
do
what you're
optics
saying.
leaves.
Yeah, that was so that
So,
was
like,
colonial.
I think when you played Encyclopedia over Pottery at the time in the commentary, I said, Pottery has served its purpose. He probably didn't need Pottery anymore. But it turns out that covering over Pottery there was actually like pretty influential here because of what it did to that leaf lead.
Yes. Here I thought about putting metric system down and starts playing, but then you would win very quickly.
It's too slow, yeah. Oh my gosh.
So, sorry?
No, it was just my cat wanted to get into the room.
Okay. Sorry. It's my son, hungry son. Yeah, so here we were in wishful thinking mode, I think. I didn't notice that I couldn't use... like, I thought getting rid of all the 3s would kill me because you would just empiricism, math, and math again, and die. So, as I said, like, it was more wishful thinking than anything else. And so at this stage I thought, okay, maybe like compass, if he gets stem cells, maybe I can still stay deep with compass. That was all. Not really
I mean, I thought the first time you would, like, maybe I would misclick and return my 8, my score pile.
So the action you're about to take, Block, I think is interesting. You use empiricism here.
Yeah.
And the question is about naming blue as a color, because that runs the risk of covering mathematics, and that runs the risk of like losing that opportunity to win by score by returning a 10. What can you talk us through what you were thinking there?
Yeah, so I was thinking which nines would I want the most, which ones would cause the most damage. And I figured I definitely would enjoy satellites.
Of
That would be
course.
great. And then the blues, I would enjoy kind of the chaos of computers, because then I might get Empire and stuff like that. I might not use it right away. I might, if I got the right color, I think I would have achieved the 7 first and then use the card. Because again, I was like still worried like about like yeah, there was some worry that I had here that you could potentially like steal something from me or that I wouldn't have a high enough score. But yeah, and yeah, I figured that computers or genetics would be great for me. If I got computers, I would probably use it. If I had genetics, I might not use it actually. I might continue with empiricism, or I might actually go with genetics, and get a huge score pile, and get a 10 and cause some chaos with the 10s. Yeah. Because the reds out of the 9s were like composites and fission, which I didn't need either of those. And then stem cells and ecology also weren't going to help me. And then the purples, I kind of didn't want to cover up empiricism, because I kind of wanted to keep that in my back pocket as maybe I would get lucky. And specialization, I only had one card in my hand. It was green. And I didn't think there was anything dangerous that I could steal with that was green. So yeah, I felt like blue and green were the most dynamic 9s that I could possibly draw.
Makes sense.
So specialization.
And I guess there was no color at this point that was like an immediate Empire. Is that right? Like even the blue like doesn't quite get you there in castles.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Also, he needs three
Yeah,
clocks,
I would
right?
need more castles and more leaves. And the blue gives me the leaves and
depending on
not
what
the
the blue is gives you the clocks, but
Well, 2, no?
not
The
all of the
computer
clocks.
is 2, no?
Yeah. You'd need only
Yeah.
But anyway, no way to get it with one.
Well, also,
one thing.
I mean, at this stage, I'm not getting Empire anytime soon. And I don't think
Right,
Block
and
was
so
thinking about winning with
well,
achievement.
I thought Empire could happen if I got satellites, for instance,
Yeah.
and that's 3 clocks, and that splays up green, and then I would just need to splay up purple with satellites.
Mhm.
But I would probably first achieve again the 7 just to be safe.
Mhm.
You know. Yeah, and then I didn't want to have that 9 in my hand, so
Yes.
there was the
So,
10.
Risky.
yeah, I was hoping in stem cells, but didn't show up. And then at this point, I basically had lost. I just returned a bunch of cards to force you to do some.
So to told you had two sixes, and you return only 1 6 and 1 4. And I was thinking because there was a chance you will get electricity, and with sharing the electricity, you would get rid of mathematics and AI.
Yeah, that's true.
That?
I didn't think about it. I was still. I mean, first of all, I thought I had already lost, but the thing I saw was I didn't want too many 7s to because
Right, in the
otherwise,
encyclopedia.
yeah. But yeah, maybe if I had gone through desperation mode, maybe electricity was the only thing that could save it. Yeah, I did, as I said, like I did this mix of things that didn't really make I think there are some games in which you don't have a clear idea of what you're doing and you try to do 3 things at once and then you do poorly all of them.
Yeah, especially when you one achievement away from winning. Yeah, that's, that's
Yeah,
kind
you
of
just
frust-
want it to be over. You just want the some miracle card to come around, you know.
Yeah. And yeah, so over here with return that I got sanitation, so I said, okay, maybe block suddenly turns insane and leaves a 10 in his hand. But this was bad even because I had lost too many points, like even melding the 7 wouldn't do a trick, and like to get
Yeah.
H7, so like you just had to get a bit more score and it was over.
And Block, you took your time with that turn. Were you worried about a particular thing there, or just like running
Well,
through the options, or?
I was definitely worried initially about him having medicine, but then I realized that, oh no, he's precluded that possibility with the agriculture returns on his last turn. So now that the craziness with the 3s is no longer an issue, don't have to worry about medicine. And then I was thinking to myself, well, what 7 could he have that could possibly do some damage? I mean, combustion maybe would do a little bit of damage, but nothing that bad. Evolution, I don't think would do any damage. Like, and I realized, like, yeah, okay, evolution would share, and I'd win. Education at this point, he can't do if I did AI twice, because I would return and I'd win by 5 points. So I realized that actually I think I'm okay, but with thwol, you can't you can't presume that it's totally safe, that he doesn't have some secret plan to save
Yeah,
himself.
this line that Smoku saw with electricity, that was something that you, I guess, in theory, would have still been vulnerable to.
Yeah. Although it would have exposed
Yeah.
empiricism, and I would have done empiricism again, and
Yeah,
and
I
who
mean,
knows what would
you
happen.
still
Yeah.
would have been in a great shape, but you just wouldn't have
Right.
been, about to win with your next action.
Right. That's true. Yep.
Yeah.
And then even here, after you returned to agriculture, I didn't stop to think about the math. I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to do AI again. And yeah, I really thought like and achieve the 7, because otherwise you would encyclopedia and achieve the 7. And yeah, so I was like, I really have to be kind of careful. And then I realized, like, wait a second, 53, 55, I'm ahead,
Yeah. You should have said you were savoring the moment. And it was electricity. Yeah, so I could have done that. Nice catch, Smoku. I could have done that.
I wonder what would the game look like if
Yeah,
if
he would have won
electricity won't be
anyway,
used, yeah.
I think.
But it would have been like pretty demoralizing, I imagine, to be that close to the end and then have that happen.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Nice catch, Smoke. I didn't think about it, and it would have worked.
Well, the first one was sanitation, so
No.
like,
So like I could have returned the 2 6s when I
2
had.
6s last turn. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I mean, I think you would have won anyway, but like because you would have had
Right.
like 4 8s
Well, so
in your hand.
Well, wouldn't it have been so if you did the 2 6s with agriculture,
Yes.
and then I did AI twice, and then you would do encyclopedia and meld electricity, and you get rid of math and AI. Oh, and I was thinking, like, I could still do canal building and get those 10s out of my score pile, because they were bioengineering and globalization. But no, and canal building would go away too with electricity. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, it could have been interesting.
Yeah. So the bottom line is never give up.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I gave up too early.
Well, what is interesting that if someone will see the number of achievements in this game without seeing the game itself, and see 5 achievements for thwol and 2 for blockmonoid. For example, if someone joined the game late game and see, okay, well, basically, I think that this is already have been won by thwol, because most cases when you are winning 5-2, 5-3 even, then that's just one achievement. You have something planned in the past to do that as a one last move, but here it was impossible basically to do the last required step for winning the game. That was kind of very interesting.
Yeah. And also, like, I think it's interesting that like the play with socialism did so many things, in the sense that you got score, you covered all colors. Like I think there is a world in which at least I could have tried to go for the
Construction.
And it gave him the
manpower.
second leaf. It gave him that extra leaf that like prevented medicine from being effective against him.
Yes. Actually,
probably
maybe
the most effective I've ever seen socialism be, other than maybe
Yes,
winning the
that's
game
true.
with monument.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, once I think I was in a game on the arena, and I managed to get universe with socialism.
Wow.
Because the other player kept using
Skyscrapers.
no mobility.
Uh-huh.
So he had completely wiped out my board. I had only purple. And then I had enough 8s in my hand that I used socialism and I covered everything. But yeah, it's a bit niche.
Nice.
I wonder, one thing I could have maybe tried was like use encyclopedia, get translation out. Then I would have had compass to steel canal building.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe I could have tried to use construction in the next round, but like I didn't believe enough. Maybe, I mean, for next time I will try that instead of this.
That's a long line.
But I mean, it would have been like instead of drawing all the 6s, and that I think it was like I after I got rid of the 4. Like I could have melded everything.
But then you're putting no pressure on him to he doesn't even spend 2 turns doing AI before. Yeah.
No, a bit early. Yeah, but the round when I think if I had done it, the round he got before he used empiricism to the 9, maybe there were enough actions, but like it's I guess I don't know. Like I'm not saying it would have worked, but maybe it would have been better than this mess that I did. In any case, and that's number 1 Elo ranking on the board. Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you.
Are we going to celebrate today?
I don't know how to celebrate. Maybe maybe I can celebrate. Well, I
Drink
don't
some
have
coal.
anything. Yeah, I don't have anything else to achieve at this point, right? I've hit the top.
Well, keep your position as long as it possible, because I don't think that it will last long, because thwol is probably thinking how to invite you for a quick game and
Yeah, I
and
need
win.
that badge. I need the Master Assassin badge.
No, that's true. You do need it, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. So this was a great final and a great game between two great players, and it's an example of what how the innovation is being played on the highest possible level. So a good learning lesson for all the people who would like to master the game. So you can learn from here a lot.
Totally agree. So well said.
And also, Block, if I can say just one thing, I think since we spend time doing the commentary and looking at the game and this kind of things, I think this is partially the result. Like since I started doing this thing, I think I got from 600 something to 700. So I hope also
see.
for you it
Yeah.
was useful in some way. Like not,
Right. I mean, replaying games is useful to see how people use the cards and maybe not in ways that you expect. So yeah.
okay. Once again, congratulations and see you in the next one, I guess.
Thanks. See you, everyone.
See you.
Mhm.